and this is the part where I say, what's up, y'all? My name is Emily, and I am here to overshare. Hey! Alright. Sorry. I'm trying to get myself into doing this video, so hi guys, welcome to my channel. Now, today I'm here to tell you a hadithi, okay? And I want to tell you about character development. Now, this story is very long, okay? But I'm gonna do my best to summarize it in the best way possible and get most, if not all, of the juice out and get the point home. So come with me. Hiya. Now, this was 2020. I just gotten out of a 3-year long distance relationship. I know, 1, 2, 3. He's all. Me, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And I persevered. And here I am today, okay? A single woman. Hello. The nails look nice, eh? Thank you. Got them done today. But anyways, that's besides the point. Now, I'm finally out of the relationship. I end the relationship and I decide, you know what? Time for me to have some fun. Time for me to be out here now. I'm in a new city. I'm in a new country. Time for me to get into the dating space. And so, get the dating app, set up my profile, you know, get all of that stuff done, and then the right swipes begin. Now, this one right swipe, was a man, Nigerian. Hello. Listen, first of all, let me say, fine man, okay? Fine West African man. So see, right swipe happens, and we start chatting. Conversation, but how are you, where are you from, this, that, whatever, exchange pleasantries, great. Now, we decide we're going to do a meetup now, and meet up officially. Hiya. So we set a date, pick a time, and I get dressed up, I get ready. He comes to pick me up. Now, it was not this house, it was my other house where I lived before, and gets there on time, and now he parks the car and waits for me outside. Now, when I got out of the house, I was like, listen, they have to get insurance for myself. And luckily enough, he parked his car on the perfect side where I could actually get to see my insurance. And that was the number plate, because I don't trust what you've told me on the dating app. So maybe I'm just going to get some ID on you. I'll just know how to identify you. Don't worry. Okay. So anyways, now I get in the car. And I sit passenger and I'm like, okay, are you going to kidnap me? He's like, no, you're already in the car anyways, so we're going. I'm like, okay, great. Now, do the drive down and we go to a milkshake joint. Now, let me tell you, hey, Sema passenger princess, Sema feeling nice, Sema like, you know. Me, I'm just there like, whoa, this is nice. This is what I've been missing out on for 3 years. Here I am, we're doing it. Huh? So we go to the milkshake joint. I get a milkshake, he got something, and we decide to go to a park and we just sit on a bench. It was a nice summer evening. So we just sat on a bench and just chatted, caught up, good banter, good conversation. Date went great, okay? Now, afterwards, we come up with a plan, okay? We decide we're gonna come to my house and we're just gonna go, you know, buy a drink or something. Hiya. And we do. Now, we get to the house, you know, Netflix, eh? A good stand up, good comedy, the wine is pouring, you know? Now, listen, Me, I was just trying to follow that rule of don't sleep with the man on the first date. That's just what I was about to do there, because it had been a while and I want to miss some, okay? And you best believe I got me some. Okay? Now, this was the first Nigerian man we had ever experienced, and let me tell you, what? I was not ready, okay? I was literally not ready. So now, me, I'm like, hey, my friend, sir, first of all, you cannot be this fine like this, we just finish like this, no way. And then, excuse me, did you see what you just did there? But listen, it's me and you now, okay? Or so I thought in my head. But now, because I don't want to be so obvious about it, and it's the first day, I'm like, okay, yeah. It's a fun night. It's great. Yeah, thanks for coming. I enjoyed this. Have a good day. You know? Who was I, my friend? Me, I've already started planning my life with this person.
Bruh.
Don't even ask me how, but I was there, okay? I was young. I was 24. And boy, did I have a lot of growing up to do. But anyways, so that happens, goes away, and we meet continuously, maybe thrice after that, and then eventually it comes to a point where there's no conversation, there's no communication, everybody went silent. Now, as this was happening, I personally continued on the dating app. Now, there was this other guy that I was talking to, also Nigerian, and I'm going to call him Brush. And let's call guy A Glass, okay? So now, Brush, we continued chatting, this, that, whatever, and eventually he also asked to take me out on a date, and I agreed to it. I'm like, great, let's go, because Glass is quiet. Me, I'm not trying to deal with all of that, so me, I'm flowing with those ones who are flowy. So we got a date with Brush, date goes great, and then Brush tells me a story about how some of his friends were water gunned, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's crazy. Now, on the date with Glass, Glass tells me the same story. He's like, yeah, his friends got water gunned, and I'm like, okay, whoa, wait a minute, you guys know each other? So now I asked Brush, he's like, no, I mean, I don't really know him that much. He's just somebody I've seen somewhere. We're not really close. It's not really anything. Now, me, I'm like, oh, okay then. Well, if you said you don't know him, I'm gonna take your word for it. And me, I do. So eventually the day goes on. Brush drops me off home, nothing happens, and then we then continue talking afterwards. Now, eventually, because I've already liked Glass, me, I'm like, okay, me, I'm going to break the silence. So I reach out, I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? Have you been? This, that, whatever. You know, the good exchange, banta. And then he's like, okay, I suggest if we could hang out. And he's like, yeah, let's hang out. And we do. The deed is done. You know, the whole thing. It's just, it's okay, it's whatever. So, we meet again after, but now at this point, I was just like, I know, they like you, and I just want to know what this is. So I asked him, and upon asking him, he's like, listen, this is not what you think it is. It's not that. So I'm like, okay, well, can we, you know, like, I mean, at least I try to have a conversation with him. But immediately I ask, and just puts up a defense, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, okay then, whatever. I mean, I'm like, fine, if that's the case. But now, never really liked the guy. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. We shall continue the way we shall continue, okay? So now, goes away, and then I think, we hang out after. No, leave alone that. Actually, on that hangout, when I did ask him about that, man threw up a whole dramatic fit and like literally walked up and left. I'm like, okay, well then, since you've decided to leave, you go ahead and leave. Me, I'm not going to sit here and do what. No, be gone, okay? So he leaves. Now, me, I was really, 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 really looking forward, okay? And then you want to build dramatic here and then just leave me like that. You know? Okay, fine. And since you want to be stingy with this your thing, go ahead. So me, I reach out to who? Brush next day. Now, we hang out with Brush because, again, it was going great. It was great conversation. It was great exchange. I'm like, okay, Sawa, you ringa, let me deal with this one. Brush comes over, the deed is done.
This motherfucker don't miss.
After that, it was just, no, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. I'm not going to share the specifics, but it just didn't work out. So, me, I cast who? Aside. Now, afterwards, when I tried to reach out to Glass was unreachable, or if he does see messages, he's not replying. So me, I'm like, hey, okay, what's going on? Why not reply my messages? This, that, whatever. Then eventually, I think I asked, like, should I stop texting you? It feels like I'm bothering you, you know? My God. He's like, oh, I've been busy, this, that, whatever. I'm like, okay, great. Well then, I want to hang out. So I think we do hang out. But now this time, during the hangout, it was just standoffish, basically. So I'm like, okay, why is it so tense, you know? I'm like, okay, whatever. Now, the excitement from how it was in the beginning leading up to where we are, it was not the same, okay? So I'm like, okay, well, this has already gone awkward, so I go quiet. Say he goes quiet as well. So 2 months go by, and then I decide to reach out again. And then I reach out, oh, hey, how are you? Have you been? Is that whatever? Yeah, Ricky was responsive, and we actually hang out. Starts out okay. So again, yeah, I'm still holding on to those two emotions that I've already come up with. I don't even know how, but they were just there. Listen, the way I was so convinced that this one is the one for me. Oh my God. I cannot even explain it to you till this day. Even me myself, I wonder. But listen, let's continue. So now, after that, I got back on the dating app and I continued swiping right. Now, so it's me, right swipe, but I'm still trying to talk to this one at the same time. And then eventually I just get to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna tell this person how I feel about them, okay? And we try to like hang out, and eventually we do, like after I was tried how many times being left on blue ticks and red, but my friend, me, I was like, listen, if you're not going to talk, me, I'm going to talk, okay? I'm going to text you, I'm going to ask you, when will I see you? When will we hang out? Where? It was that bad. It was, where? But anyways, so we do hang out, and I get to the point where I'm like, no, I gotta say it. I just have to say it. And so when it did come for the time for me to like express it, there was a point in time where I really was not good at communicating or expressing my emotions, or very much afraid of like expressing them in the first place. So now, I sent a voice note and I confess how I like you. So you want? Where? My friend, I listened to that confession and I was like, hey, was it really that much? Like, me, I was gone over there into the mountains, up in the hills over there, gone. Completely lost, okay? So see, I send a voice note, I confess, and then Mans literally does not even respond to my voice note for a week. I'm like, you've just decided to go quiet on me like this. I reach out and I ask, oh, did you ignore me or what the hell happened? So he's like, listen, I told you from the beginning, this is not what it was. Me, I'm like, listen, but me, I told you how I feel, so what's it going to be? You know, he's like, oh, okay, first of all, I'm not in town. When I do come back, we're going to have a conversation. I'm like, okay, fine, great. When you do get back, we will. Now, in the course of all of that madness, me, I was still swiping right. Hiya. So we try to hang out, like have a conversation, and literally, it's either I'm busy or I'm not able to be available or vice versa. And also, I was very embarrassed and feeling like, oh my God, I just exposed my vulnerability to you and you just didn't even talk to me or respond to say anything. So much shame. So I was like, you know what, whatever. So I guess to the point where we're like, you know what, we meet eventually, like we both make time, everybody is available. And so comes over. Now, once he comes over, we sit down. Again, I'm not really able to convey or communicate, right? I'm not able to express myself. I mean, at least now I can. I've been able to find my voice. But before it was terrible, horrible. I could not really speak up or speak for myself. So sits down and then we start the conversation. So I'm like, well, I told you how I feel. Why didn't you say anything? He was like, oh, can you please tell me what you told me again? I'm like, well, you heard the voice note. You know what I said. He's like, okay, so why did you tell me that? I'm like, because that's how I feel. So...
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.